Coming up, vaccines are on the way to the university. Find out where you may be able to get yours next. Newswatch Ole Miss starts now. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. I'm Leah Blevins. COVID-19 vaccinations for Ole Miss students, faculty, and staff are well in the works. Though exact dates for its availability are still uncertain, the university's Vaccine Distribution and Administration Task Force is prepared to begin distribution within hours of its arrival. Vaccines will be given at the Tad Smith Coliseum on weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., with extended hours on Wednesdays from 4 to 6:30 p.m. once doses are available to the university. State Auditor Thad White is looking to dismiss the defamation suit brought against him by university professor James Thomas. This suit follows White's call for Thomas to repay $2,000 to the state after the professor of sociology's participation in a two-day scholar strike in September. The auditor claims to be entitled to immunity and protection from defamation charges due to the professional nature of his statements. The university's online Masters of Business Administration program ranks in the top 10 nationally. U.S. News and World Report released their ranking yesterday. The Ole Miss MBA program ranks 7th out of public universities with online MBA degrees. Ole Miss is tied with 5 other public universities for the number 7 spot. The MBA program is number 10 out of the 326 total schools. This is the third year the online business administration degree program ranked in the top 10 nationally. Sunday, a male with multiple gunshot wounds came into the Baptist Memorial Hospital's emergency room. Following investigation, Oxford man John Fremont Wallace has been charged with 2 felony counts of aggravated assault and 1 count of tampering with physical evidence. This is still an ongoing investigation. Thinking of taking a trip to the square? Don't forget your masks. In addition to the indoor mask mandate that has been in place since April, Mayor Tannehill and the Oxford Board of Aldermen voted to reinstate their mask mandate, requiring masks to be worn outdoors when social distancing is not possible. This is in response to multiple reports of large gatherings of people not wearing their masks over the weekend around the square. Grab your popcorn and get ready for the 18th annual Oxford Film Festival. This year's festival will take place from March 24th through the 28th and will include showings in a specially designed open-air outdoor theater, 2 drive-in locations, and virtual presentations. The lineup is projected to be premiere-rich and showcase films specifically chosen to recognize the important role movies have played this past year. The full film lineup for the 18th edition of the Oxford Film Festival will be announced on February 16th, 2021.
Coming up this week, steady showers and cooler temperatures. Stay tuned to find out why.
Anytime they're playing music downstairs, it's loud. I go downstairs, see what they're doing, see what music they're doing, see what they're dancing to. I go play piano downstairs, they come get involved. Leah has a drum set beside it, banging that. Any music, that's what they do.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Hello and welcome back, Rebels. I'm Kelly Weatherton here with this week's weather forecast. Starting us off, let's take a look at our current temperatures of Northeast Mississippi. Currently, we have a 41 in South Haven, 45 in Oxford, 42 in Holly Springs, 45 in Corinth, and a 52 in Tupelo. Now for this evening's weather forecast, we'll see a high of 45 degrees, cloudy skies, winds coming in from the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour, and a 4% chance of rain. Tomorrow, we can also expect a high of 45, winds coming from the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and again, only a 4% chance of rain. For this weekend's weather outlook and later on in the week, we'll have highs in the 40s and lows in the 20s, with temperatures rising to the mid-50s later on in the week. And that is it. Have a great week.
The Rebel basketball team was rocking throwback uniforms against Texas A&M this weekend, and the Ole Miss baseball team received their preseason ranking. Stay tuned for more coming up in sports.
You told me not to talk to strangers. You told me not to cross the street.
The Ole Miss men's basketball team defeated Texas A&M on Saturday, with the final score being 61-50. The Rebs are dominating on the defensive end of the game, as this is the second straight game the Rebs have kept an SEC opponent to 50 points or less, after keeping Mississippi State to only 46 points. Ole Miss forced 18 turnovers on the Aggies, with 25 points coming off of them. The Rebs will now be on the road as they compete against Arkansas at 7:30 tomorrow night, and then Georgia on Saturday. And the Lady Rebs fell short to the Florida Gators on Sunday after the Gators came out and dominated the second half. The Rebs had a slow start in the first half, but ended up leading 37-33 going into halftime. Coach O then told her team in the locker room how important the first 3 minutes were going to be. And it showed, because the Gators defense came out and forced several turnovers, giving them control of the game and a 12-point lead right off the bat. The Lady Rebs look to correct their mistakes as they go on to the road to Knoxville to face Tennessee tomorrow. And moving on to the Diamond, Ole Miss softball has officially announced their schedule, and they're set to take the field February 12th in Troy, Alabama in the Trojan Classic. The Lady Rebs start off with their non-conference slate and move on into SEC play on March 13th with a series against Mississippi State at home. Then the following weekend, they'll hit the road with their first away series against Arkansas. After hosting the University of Central Florida, they will have a bye week and then close out their regular season with an away series versus Alabama. And after a promising season cut short due to COVID-19 last year, the Ole Miss baseball Rebs enter the 2021 season ranking number 4 in the Baseball America preseason poll. Before last season was stopped, the Rebs had a 16-1 record, with the one loss coming from number 1 ranked Louisville. The team has a lot of key players coming back, including junior pitcher Gunnar Hoagland, who was just tagged as a preseason All-American. Keep up with the Rebs this season as they try for another successful season. And moving it over to the gridiron, Lane Kiffin has added another new coach to his staff, the second one in the last week. John David Baker is the new passing game coordinator and tight ends coach for the Rebel football team. Baker has spent the last 2 seasons as a quality control analyst and tight ends coach for the USC Trojans, and was a quality control analyst at North Texas prior to that. He will inherit one of college football's most efficient passing offenses, but has work to do after losing Kenny Yoba and Elijah Moore to the NFL draft. And now for your Rebel recap, the men's tennis team postponed this weekend's matches against Oklahoma State and Tulsa due to COVID protocols. Women's tennis came in second after losing to top-ranked North Carolina at the ITA kickoff, and the volleyball program has rescheduled matches against LSU for February 27th and 28th. In national sports news, Super Bowl 55 is set for next Sunday between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Kansas City Chiefs. And Tuesday marked the 1-year anniversary of the deaths of Kobe and Gianna Bryant, among others, in a helicopter crash that rattled the world of sports. That's all we've got for sports. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Newswatch_UM, on Instagram, and Newswatch Ole Miss for the latest sports updates.
Thanks, Rylan. One local charity is giving a gift benefiting children in the community. That story when we return.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome. Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Of kindness to the University of Mississippi Medical Center, the Century Club Charities announced a $1.45 million gift to the Friends of Children's Hospital. They raised these funds through their annual 2020 tournament. $20 million will go to the campaign for Children's of Mississippi, while $100 million will help fund the Kathy and Joe Sanderson Tower at Children's of Mississippi. The expansion will double the square footage of the pediatric space at the University of Mississippi Medical Center. That's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. Make sure to follow our social media pages for all updates. I'm Leah Blevins. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.